First question from Lisa Marie. Hey Michael, I have a problem at work. I recently moved to a new city for work and have not fully settled in. There is a guy at work I have a crush on, but there are a few complications. He is much younger than me, I'm Catholic, and he's a practicing Jew, and I am about 5 inches taller than him. Do you think this is too much of a divide to be bridged? Does height and age really matter? Thanks a lot. Sincerely, Romeo, and not a JEW-liet. Well done. Well done, not a JEW-liet. There are a lot of complications here. Not the least of which, you don't even really get to it or acknowledge it, but not the least of which is you work together. So if things don't work out, it could be a little bit awkward. It could be even worse than awkward. So you got to take that into consideration. Plenty of people meet at work, so I'm not saying that's a deal breaker, but something to consider. In terms of the age, it could be an issue. The only way it would be an issue necessarily is with kids, I think. I mean, age creates complications. I've friends who are married who have big age gaps, and it can be a problem. It's not always a problem, but it can be. But with kids, it could really be a problem because if the timing is not going to work out and he really wants kids, then probably this thing isn't going to work for you. As for the religious issue, if you want to be married and remain Catholic, if you want to be married in the church, then you would have to agree to raise children Catholic. That's the way that you would get a dispensation from the bishop for an interfaith marriage. And really he would have to convert, right? Because you need to be unified. You can't have a family that believes radically different things like that. And if the man is going to be the head of the household, which is pretty traditional, then if you're not going to convert to Judaism, and as a fellow papist, I would suggest you do not do that, then you would have that trick. And that's not impossible. Plenty of people start out believing different religions and then they come together, but you'll either grow together or grow apart. Not saying you can't go get a drink with the guy. In terms of the height, if you don't have a problem with it, and he doesn't have a problem with it, then who cares? Think about Nicolas Sarkozy, the former prime minister of France, who, he was dating that hottie who was much taller than him, and that made him look like an even cooler guy. So that I wouldn't worry about that. But and in terms of the age, that is a little bit more difficult than it would be in terms of height. But you could suss it out. You don't need to decide whether or not you're going to spend your lives together on the first date. But you shouldn't drag it along either and put yourselves in a bad situation that'll be harder to get out of. Oh, hello there. Oh, I barely noticed you came in. You might not notice that I come in to your computer if you don't ring that bell, if you don't like and you subscribe, because then you won't get the notifications. YouTube already doesn't want you to see the videos that we put out. So make sure you ring the bell right now. We'll see you next time.